Well, after the slight hiccup yesterday, we all know this is the real start as we begin our League Two campaign. Hey guys, and welcome to episode 25 of One Team, One Dream, Into the Woods. My name is James, and on today's episode, we have those first two games of the League Two season as we go away to Accrington Stanley, followed by welcoming fellow National League promotion team Wrexham to the now renovated Meadow Park. And in terms of renovations, if I go into facilities, we now have a 5,500 capacity stadium with 2.2 thousand seats. So that was developed, I think, by about 1,000 seats over the summer. So we've now got a little more capacity. And with having sold 1,100 season tickets over the summer, at the very least, we're going to beat last year's average of, I think it was 970 something, I think was last year's average. But I'm hoping with us now being in League Two for the first time, we're going to see a bit of a boost of attendances anyway. But before we get the match at Meadow Park, let's go into our first match of the league season as we go away to Accrington Stanley. And unfortunately, we have a few forced changes for this first game. The Carabao Cup did a little bit of damage. We have knocks to Charles, Thomas, and Fagan is still out, having been out in the last episode as well. However, he is due back imminently, so hopefully he'll be back for the second match of today's episode. So the team that's going to be facing Accrington today is Huddard in goal, a back four of Devine, Bennett, Tricker, and Daniel comes back in for Charles. McDonnell and Adebayi in central midfield. Iqbal, Lewis, and Williams are now the attacking three, with Colehurst up front. I have made a couple of changes as well in terms of positionings. So Colehurst is now a pressing forward. I have switched Iqbal to an inverted winger rather than an inside forward, which apparently he's more comfortable with. And I have switched McDonnell to a central midfielder on defend. I did have him on a ball-winning midfielder, but I have heard from a few people that sometimes the ball-winning midfielder tends to be a little bit erratic and pull away from their position. So I want to try and keep him a little bit more structured in midfield, but still providing that defensive outlet. Right, apologies guys. Unfortunately, the OBS decided to crash during recording that match, which means that unfortunately I lost the footage of that game. However, we better go through the goals now. It was a very well-deserved 1-1 draw, our first point of the league season away at Accrington. First goal here against McDonnell, whipped to the back post. Tricker at the back post, knocks it in for his goal and our first goal of the season. Bennett puts a tackle in there to Bishop. Bishop, though, manages to get to the ball first, knocks it in for Charles, who unfortunately isn't being marked well enough, gets ahead of his man and manages to bring the score at level. And that was where the game ended. There wasn't actually any highlights at all in the second half, so really didn't miss much in the second half of that game. It's a little bit disappointing that I've lost the footage, but a positive as we have our first point of the season. And now we move on to our first home game of the season against Wrexham. So here we have the second match of today's episode. Oh, well, we'll class the first one as half a match. So this would be this is technically the first full match you will see on today's episode as we welcome Wrexham to Meadow Park. Unfortunately, between the two matches, Fagan came back from injury and then straight away went out with a sports hernia. I think it's probably the first training session he was in. He got a sports hernia due to a robust challenge and is now out for another month and a half. So even though he wasn't expected to be the starting striker this season, Colehurst now steps up for his third start of the season already, and McKinnon again sits on the bench as the backup striker. We have had a couple of other changes as well. McDonnell is out now for a couple more days with an injury. He picked up a knock between the two matches. So in this game, we have Huddard in goal, back four, Devine, Bennett, Tricker and Charles. Adebayi and Mundell are now the central midfield. Iqbal, Lewis and Thomas comes back in after his knock on the attacking three. And then Colehurst, as already mentioned, up front. This will hopefully be one of the easier challenges we have at the start of this season, and hopefully we are going to take advantage of that. But straight away, we have another striker down. Potential groin injury. Right, McKinnon is going to come on. Put him in that deep lying forward position. Hopefully, he's still going to be able to do a job for us. We might push him forward into that advanced forward a little bit more if we are still struggling to score. I don't know why we're also sat unbalanced. I definitely asked it to be attacking in this game. Well, that's not a great start. Right, Wrexham have a corner here with Cooper. Whipped into the centre. Tried to put the header in, but luckily managed to clear it. Thomas now comes away with the ball in loads of space. He is running forward. He is clean through. He is in the penalty area. He's going to take a shot straight at Grimshaw, the Wrexham goalkeeper. We have a throw-in Wrexham's half. Devine with the ball to Lewis. Lewis loses the ball to Vassell, but the ball is kicked forward and Bennett manages to win it back. Tricker. Tricker to Mundle. Mundle to Thomas. Back to Mundle. To Thomas again. Can he whip it into the centre? He can. Trying to find Iqbal at the back post. He does manage to find Iqbal on the volley. Unfortunately, he can't get it on target, and a second opportunity in this game goes to waste. We have another throw-in. Charles this time on the right-hand side to Lewis. Back to Charles. To Thomas. Can he find a cross? He can. He goes past man. Whip in the centre. Looking for Iqbal again. This time managed to find back to Iqbal. Iqbal on the third opportunity. Puts it in for his first goal of the season. And puts us ahead against Wrexham. We had back-to-back-to-back highlights there. And we had to take advantage of this little period of possession. I was about to say Williams. It's not Billy Williams at all. It's Thomas. Thomas with the whip ball into the centre was cleared out only as far as Devine though. Devine puts it back in to Iqbal. Iqbal, after the deflected shot, puts it into the back of the net to put us 1-0 up. And on 41 minutes, Thomas has won a free kick here and he's going to take it himself. Thomas whips it round the wall, can't get it on target, unfortunately. Tries to go low into the bottom corner. Would have been a very good goal, very clever goal if he'd have scored it. But Wrexham have a free kick this time. Whipped into the centre to the back post. Tricker manages to clear it. No one is up there, though. So Wrexham managed to win the ball back with Moon. Moon, though, goes all the way back to his goalkeeper. Grimshaw now with the ball. Chips it forward for Moon. Back to Grimshaw. We are pressing them quite nicely here. Grimshaw with the ball forward. Charles manages to win the ball back. Now with Thomas. Can he put it through? Can Charles overlap him? Instead goes inside to Mundle. To Lewis. Back to Thomas in the penalty area. He's free a little bit of space. Goes for goal instead. He had a man in the middle. He had several men in the middle. Tries to go for goal himself. Unfortunately, doesn't manage to get it on target. Coming in at half-time, though, we are 1-0 up. Wrexham have done absolutely nothing in that first half. I'm going to say, point the finger. We've played well. There is definitely still room for improvement. We need to score at least one more goal in this second half to make it more comfortable. Because I'm worried at this point that Wrexham's first shot on target is going to be a goal. Thomas with a free kick. Whip to the back post. To Tricker. Yet again, is almost a replica of the first goal. Except this time he scores with his feet instead of his head. But Thomas with the free kick. Whipped to the back post. Tricker managed to lose his man. Knocks it into the back to put us 2-0 up, which is much more comfortable than it was in the first half. And that is one thing I will say, for as much as I do complain about us conceding from set pieces, we are as good at scoring from set pieces, really, which is lucky. So hopefully that balances out as the season goes on. Bennett with the big ball forward. Vassell managed to win the ball back for Wrexham. Now with Cooper. Cooper looking to try and get a goal back for Wrexham into the centre to Davis, who lost his man. That is very disappointing. I think it was Charles that was marking him. But nobody moved quick enough in that area. Cooper with the ball there. Manages to go past his man very easy. Comes inside. Whips it in. Charles there, with the ball. Davis comes running in. Knocks it into the back of the net to give Wrexham a lifeline in this game. And hopefully is not going to be the spark that pushes them on to try and get an equaliser. And we have a throw in here on 68 minutes. Devine to Lewis, back to Devine, whips it into the centre. That was a poor cross, too close to the goalkeeper. Grimshaw now has the ball. Unfortunately, this worryingly looks like a Wrexham counter-attack. Grimshaw with the ball forward. A mess up in central defence. Victor Adebayo is gifted a goal there, gifted the ball and takes advantage of it, punishes us. I said that as soon as the ball was whipped to Grimshaw, who managed to collect it. Tricker with an awful clearance, not sure what he was trying to do there. And we have thrown this game away in this second half. Wrexham did nothing. Do you know what? In all, they've had 2 shots on target. And we've given them both opportunities. Right, I'm going to take Mundell off. Going to bring on Hazeman, swap those over, push Adebayo a little bit further forward. McKinnon's having a terrible game. Let's push him forward as well. Hopefully, maybe it's just a positional thing. Push him forward. Hopefully, we'll get a few more opportunities now. I'm also going to take Lewis off. We're going to bring on Robson, switch those guys around, push Iqbal into the centre and push Robson out wide. And hopefully those changes will wake us up and stop us from conceding a third. If we concede a third here, it's going to be absolutely disgusting. Grimshaw with the ball. Out wide to Davis. To Afalan. Is that Afalan? I think it's Afalan. Kellier goes all the way back to Grimshaw again. Grimshaw looking for his opportunity, but goes long again. Luckily, Tricker is by himself this time. Does not screw up the passes. He does screw up again. Just as I was saying that, I just shouldn't talk. I honestly should just stay silent during these matches. And Adebayo with his second goal of the game, his second goal of the season, and we have fallen apart in this second half. Absolutely fallen apart. I'm going to demand more from the players. But how do our defence have the positive ratings that they do? Because from what I've seen this second half, we've just thrown it away. We have handed Wrexham this win. Charles manages to collect it from the goal kick. Come on, let's do something about this. Whips it into the centre. To Robson at the back post. That is more like it. It is frustrating that it has taken 3 unanswered goals before we've managed to score another. So we are dragging back a draw rather than walking away with a win. Charles with a brilliant cross into the centre, low and hard, across to Robson at the back post, who knocks it in to bring it 3-3. It looks like we're going to have back-to-back draws in our first 2 games of the season, even though we had this win in the bag. I'm not happy with that at all. You forget unlikely it wasn't our day. Not good enough. I'm going to shout at those players. I don't understand how the defenders have managed to have such positive ratings if we concede 3 goals. Colhurst is out with a groin strain, so he's out to 5 to 8 weeks. Well, that's 2 strikers out for a month and a half. Iqbal reveals Williams' fury. Damn right you reveal my fury. Right, where are we going to come back? We're gonna breeze past this. I think we're going to jump to we'll go to next month. I think we're going to play Forest Green and Bolton. Forest Green, obviously a traditional non-league side of old, so that'll be quite interesting to see how we match up against them. And then probably what has got to be one of the bigger boys in League Two, Bolton, who have definitely fallen off from their time in the Championship. So we'll welcome them to Meadow Park, and we'll go away to Forest Green, and that will be on next week's episode. Well, I'm completely miserable, but if you've enjoyed that, please give the video a like. Subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit the bell icon to be notified of brand new FM21 videos as they come out. And thank you very much for watching.